Okay, sixth grade, our objective today is to continue talking about order of operations. Okay, your warm-up was a little bit different today. Sometimes when you come in, I'll tell you to pick a homework problem, show your work, write it on the board. I like to do this so I can see, okay, are you showing your work correctly, number one? Number two, how did you do on the homework? Some of you did not show your work, okay? Eventually, and I probably should have started this today, if I check homework and you don't show work, you're not going to get credit. So if you need to show work, please do that. I don't care if it's one line or two lines. Show something. That way if you make a mistake, we can try to figure out what you did wrong. Okay? So everyone needs to be opened up to practice 1.3. I'm going to go over the answers by looking at the board. Okay, number 1 is correct. So check for your homework. You should have 27.4. Number 3, nice job here. You should have 13. Number 5, you should have 56. Number 7, you should have 65. Number 9, you should have 2. Number 11, you should have 19. Number 13, you should have 2. Number 15, you should have 4, which is right here with the smiley face in it. Number 17, you should have 50. Did you guys, who did 17? Did you round? Who put this one up here? Someone did. Is it a mystery? Okay, Adam. So let me ask you, did you round? Because you should have a decimal. Yeah. Now, it's not that big of a difference. Alyssa, what did you have for yours? Yeah, so it should be 55.2 for number 17. Now, I mean, would I mark something like that wrong? Probably not, as long as you showed the correct work. But 55.2 really should not round up to 56. Okay, well, I think you did round, because inside the parentheses, it should have been 6.9, and you rounded it to 7. That makes a big difference. Okay. Yeah, that's why show your work. In math, it's very important that you are very specific and you have the answer exactly like it should be. Okay? I just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Justin. Okay, I'll go back to that in 1 second. Okay. Number 19 should be 2,812.6. So make sure you check number 19. I'll come back to questions. 21 should be 26 inches squared. That problem was kind of interesting. The easiest way to do that, to find area, is break them down into 2 different figures. There were 2 rectangles there. Find the area of each. I thought that was the easiest. There's 2 ways to break it down, yes, for sure. So yeah, whether you did it like that, this is how Doug has it up here, or you could have broken it down like this. And for some reason I did it this way, but either way is fine, doesn't matter. 23, great job on this. You should have $2.59. This problem's a little bit outdated. It talks about a long distance telephone service. I feel like now a lot of people use their cell phones for everything. So really, you could call, okay, yeah, maybe if you call out of the country, that's different. But if you're calling in the United States, doesn't matter. Just use your cell phone. All the minutes are the same. Well, if you're in the ocean, I don't think I'd have my cell phone with me. On a ship. Okay, I thought you just meant like in the ocean. Let's say I wouldn't have my cell phone with me if I was swimming in the ocean. Unless it was waterproof. Okay, so I'm going to start with number 3. Justin asked about it. If there's any other questions after I go over number 3, let me know. Okay, Justin, so number 3. So the first thing I want to ask you is, we talked about how a fraction bar is like a grouping symbol. So can you just explain to me from yesterday, what do you do first? Good? Good job. So take care of what's in the numerator first, take care of what's in the denominator, and then divide. So in the top, you get 6.5. In the denominator, we get 0.5 or 1/2. Did you get that or no? Okay, and then all you're doing now is dividing 6.5 divided by 0.5. You could also think of this as 6.5 divided by 1/2, which is the same thing as taking 6.5 times 2. So maybe either you did it mentally wrong, or maybe you typed something in your calculator wrong. Are you okay? What did you do wrong? Do you know? Okay, remember, the calculator is not as smart as you. Okay, anyone else? Any problems that you need me to go over? No? Thumbs up, thumbs middle, thumbs down on the homework. We're going to do more of it today. Okay, so let's go over the warm-up problems then. 2, 4, 6, and 8. Okay, number 2, Sean, what did you get? Good, 21.6. Number 4, Charles? Good. Number 6, Doug? Good. Number 8, Matt? Nope. This one's hard. There's a lot of steps in this one. Mary? Good. 77.5. So do you want me to do that one, Matt? Number 8. Sure? You know what you did wrong? I don't know why this one's screaming. You sure? Okay. Does anyone need me to go over any of those? The warm-up problems? Okay. Okay, let's look at number 10 together. Okay, so we're on the same worksheet. Let's look at number 10. Number 10, find the sum of 2 cubed and 3 squared. Find the sum of 2 cubed and 3 squared. How do we translate this to an expression? So how do we translate this to an expression? Briar. Good. 2 to the third plus 3 to the second. Yesterday we talked about OOO, order of operations. What would be the second step on that? Melissa? Good. Exponents. You cannot add. You need to take care of exponents first. Excuse me 1 second. Hello? Hi. No, I'm not. Yeah, it's just going to be hard because we didn't tell them yesterday. So I know. Right, I understand. No, it'll be fine. I'm going to go to the senior high, and then Julie will stay here and bring them over once they all get into the class. And I'll get everything set up. It's going to be hard with not having a lot of time, but we'll make the best of it. Right. Okay. We can stay in our rooms then. No, oh, I understand. No. Right. Me, yes. Right. Yeah. No, that's okay. You don't need to apologize. That's okay. We are good. And I'll let you know if anything happens. You're welcome. Bye. Sorry, principal. Jeremy. Go for it. Yes. Good. Awesome. Very good. Okay, so there's an example of taking an expression from lesson 1. We're translating it, but then we are also using order of operations to solve. Now, that's a pretty basic order of operations problem, but it still applies the OOO rules. Adam. Yes, you may. Okay, so before we do one more together here, remind me, what is the mnemonic device we used yesterday? So who can remind us, what is the mnemonic device we used yesterday for OOO? Emma M. Good. Jem. Das. Okay, who can explain why is that a G and not a P? Alyssa. Good, it stands for grouping symbols. Charles, what's the E? Good. What did the M and D mean, Justin? How do we know the order to do these two? Good job. Doug, what does the A and the S mean? What's the order we do them? Good job. Another question. What if we have 2 sets of grouping symbols? So if we have brackets and braces, where do you start? Annalise, where do we start? Okay, that definitely could be an option depending on what it looks like. Let me get more specific. What if there's a parenthesis inside of a bracket? How do you know what to do? Charles? Good. Start with the inside grouping symbol and work your way out, okay? Let's do a problem just like that. Let's take a look at number 18. Okay, number 18 on your paper. They give us some variables, so let's plug in the variables first. Okay, we're all on number 18 on practice 1.3. A and C, we have 16, C is 7. Open up your brace. 99 minus, they give us B squared, B is 8, so put 8 in there. And that's end parenthesis, times 2, and then a bracket. Okay, so you should all have that written down. We're on number 18. I'll give you guys a second. I know sometimes I go too fast. That's okay. That's okay. If you guys already did it, that's okay. Okay, so looking at that problem, thinking of OOO, what is the next step? Because there's a lot of stuff in that problem. Oh, and I forgot a parenthesis. Mary, what's the next step? Good job. So our next step would be take care of the parenthesis inside the innermost parenthesis. So Donatus, 8 squared is what? Eight times 8. Good, 64. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite the times 2. Okay. Now what? So we took care of our exponent. Now what? Following GEMDAS. Zach, what's the next step? Good. Take care of the innermost parentheses. So subtract. I'm going to rewrite the 16 and 7 on the outside. Zach, what is 99 minus 64? Good. So we have 35. I'm going to rewrite the times 2. And remember that times in there, you could use parentheses. Since Zach told us to subtract these numbers, those parentheses are gone. So we just end up with the result, which is 35. All right. Briar, what's the next step? Good. Which is what, Briar? Say that again. Good. 70. Okay. So now we're left with 70. So we started with the inside parentheses. We went out. Okay. Now what? Sean, now what? Good. Which is what? Good. 112. How did Sean know to multiply 16 times 7 next? Mary, how did he know that? Awesome. So that was what I wanted. All you're doing now is multiplying left to right. Does it matter that there's a parenthesis here, and then a bracket there? No. Who cares, right? You're multiplying from left to right. Okay, last step is multiply. So what is our final answer to number 18? What's our final answer? Sean. Good job. Any questions on that one? I'm a M. Yeah, doesn't have to make an exact triangle. When I'm teaching you guys, I'm going to show every step until I know you guys get really good with these, which some of you are getting there. But yeah, whatever you need to write down, I'm okay with, as long as you show me something. Okay, let's flip over to our notes. So I want you to go back to the notes from yesterday. And we're going to go to page 9. Okay, on page 9, I want you guys to do numbers 4, 5, and 6, and circle your answer when you're done. I want you guys to do numbers 4, 5, and 6, circle your answer when you're done. And then I want to do some of the harder ones with you. So following GEMDAS, I'm going to walk around and check mark your work. Try 4, 5, and 6, show your work. Yes? Minus 4.
Okay.
Why do you think it's times?
Because I wasn't sure if that was a negative sign.
a negative sign and a subtraction sign are the same thing, except for on the calculator. So keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I didn't know what you meant.
Either. Whenever you see a problem like in the notes, it means either minus or negative. It doesn't matter.
Oh.
So it's always going to be subtraction.
Oh, yeah.
On the calculator, that's the only time that those are different. I don't know why they do that. Okay? So 4, 5, and 6, and then put your pencil down when you're done. I'm going to come around and check mark you. Is that a 45? Try that again. It's okay. Do that again. Be careful whenever you're squaring numbers, guys. Some of you are not multiplying some of the numbers correctly. Great job. Much better. Did you see what you did on that one? Okay. Just making sure. Gotcha. Okay. No. You need to, I don't know what happened to your 6. Drop down the 6. Multiply, divide from left to right. Okay? Shouldn't have, all your answers should be nice answers. You shouldn't have any decimals. Okay? Okay. What's wrong? You need help with this one? You should. Yes. Do the insidemost parentheses first, and then follow GEMDAS within the parenthesis.
Okay,
Yes. Right. Because whenever you're looking at the grouping symbol, follow OOO within the grouping symbol. Okay? Because that's very important for number 6, what Jeremy just brought up. When you're looking at whatever's inside a grouping symbol, follow order of operations within the grouping symbol. So if there's an exponent within a grouping symbol, do that first. It's kind of like a separate problem until you get everything back together without grouping symbols. Okay, so I think that's why some of you might be missing number 6. Be careful there. Okay, let me just run around one more time. Again. Yes, you may. Do you remember where it is? Take the pass, make a right out of my room, and go straight down. It'll be on the left. Okay, does that make sense? Yeah. That still needs fixed. Charles, what's up? Yes. Okay, just go ahead. Go out of the room, make a right. You remember where it is? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm. 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 Yes. Always go from left to right. Very good job. All right. So number 4, Alex, what did you get? Good. Number 4 is 47. Sean, number 5. Good. Number 6, Emma H. Good job. 17. So let me make one comment. Number 16 is the one, or sorry, number 6 is the one where I was trying to explain if you have terms inside grouping symbols, follow the order of operations within them. So take care of 5 squared first and then add them. Okay, so always follow the order of operations within the grouping symbols. Okay, any questions on any of those that you guys would like me to go over? Okay, let's do number 7 together. Okay, so now we're back to doing some together. Okay, number 7. This one also has parentheses and brackets. Okay, what do we do first on this one? There's a lot of stuff here. Donatus, what do we do first? Good. Add what's inside the innermost parentheses. I'm going to put a box around them. We need to add those first. So we have 3 bracket 32 divided by 2 plus 6 is 8. Why did I keep the parentheses there? So why did I, even though we added them, why did I keep the parentheses around the 8, Mary? Yeah, because there's an exponent there, just in case that 8 may have been negative, which it's not, but I'm going to keep it inside parentheses so we know that exponent goes with the 8. Okay? Doug, what's the next step? Good. So next step is square the 8. 8 squared is 64. Okay, now here's the weird part. Now I need to take care of what's in the brackets. What is 32 divided by 64? Zach? Good. 0.5 or 1/2. However you want to think of it. So 0.5 or 1/2. What's 3 times half, Mary? Say that again. Not 0.15. Think about it as 3, good, times 1/2. So 1.5, or how else can we write our answer? This is giving us a little preview to the next chapter. Alyssa? Good, 1 and 1/2. How else could I write the answer? One more way. Doug? Do you know, or is your hand just up? Okay. Adam? You could, but that's the same thing as 1 1/2. I'll give you guys a hint in a second. Mary? Good job. What is that called, Mary? Okay, anyone remember? That's okay. This is like, we'll get to this in a couple chapters. Alyssa. Awesome. Improper fraction. Mixed number. Decimal. Okay, we'll get to that. I just wanted to see if you remembered that from last year. No big deal if you didn't. Okay, let's go to number 9. So just FYI, some of your answers may be decimals. Annalise? Go ahead. Oh, okay, gotcha. The reason that you don't square the 6 is because, do you see the 2 plus 6 inside parentheses? Add those first. So always do what is inside the grouping symbols first, okay? Starting with the innermost one. Grouping symbols, whatever's inside of them, acts like its own order of operation problem, okay? So add those first and then square it. Does that make sense? Okay. And we did something like that yesterday, so understandable that you asked that. Doug? No, that doesn't always, it's not always the case. Is 36 plus 4 64? No, so you can't do that. That typically does not work ever, so that's why I said don't do that. Okay? Okay. Anyone else have questions? Okay, let's go to number 9 together. Okay, number 9. Okay, this is a long problem, bless you, but there are not any grouping symbols. So what do we need to do first on this one? What do we need to do first, Justin? Good. 12 divided by 4. Multiply, divide from left to right. 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I'm going to write that, and I'm going to rewrite everything else. Matt, what is the next thing we need to do? Good. Multiply, divide from left to right. So now we take care of 5 times 2. Adam, you with me? So 3 plus 10 minus 24 divided by 6. Okay, Zach, now what? What kind of 24? What kind of 24? No, what kind of 24 is that? Alyssa, what kind of 24 is that? Good. So this is also 2 lessons from now. A negative divided by a positive is a negative. Do you guys all agree? Annalise? Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you right now. So we talked about a little bit last week that a negative and a subtraction sign in math are the exact same thing. The calculator refers to them as different, but they are the exact same thing. So this sign here, even though you might think it's subtraction, it also means it's a negative. Okay, so anytime you see a subtraction sign, it also means it's a negative. So you need to take care of negative 24 divided by 6. Does that help a little bit, Annalise? Okay. 3 plus 10, you're going to rewrite. Negative 24 divided by 6 is minus 4. Okay, Alyssa, now what? Good. So we have 3 plus 10, which is 13. Rewrite the minus 4. Justin, what's the answer? Good job. So this one's not too bad, but I wanted you to be careful. There are a lot of terms in that problem. Charles, we're on number 9. So be careful when there's a lot of terms. It gets to be a little bit confusing. Sean? So did you just take this negative and drop it down and then drop down the 4? Okay, well, let me tell you this, though. If you do it that way, the only issue is going to be if this was a negative 6, negative divided by negative is a positive. So you might run into some trouble if you don't think of it as a negative and there's 2 negatives back to back. You know what I mean? Okay. That's why I wanted to bring that up. Annalise? This right here, this part, sometimes it could, but in this case it does not because this 13 ends up being bigger than the 4. So therefore, the answer stays positive. But sometimes it could. So I don't want to say yes or no because it depends what the problem is. Mary? No. So let me show you over here. So if we had 3 plus 10 minus 24 divided by negative 6, okay, you would take care of division next. So I'm going to circle these. So it would be negative 24 divided by negative 6. Rewrite 3 plus 10. Negative divided by a negative is a positive. So the answer would be completely different. The answer would be 17. Everyone, does that make sense to everyone that this completely changes the problem? One little negative sign. It doesn't just make the answer positive or negative. It completely changes the answer. You might see some of these on your Chapter 1 test in about a week and a half, so just make sure you're aware of that. Adam? Yeah. No. This completely different this way. Annalise had asked a different question. Jeremy? Well, there should be parentheses, but you just also need to be aware that you're paying attention to whether the numbers are positive or negative. No, there's not a different way to write a subtraction problem, unfortunately. Annalise? You sure? Sure? Okay, sure? Okay. Let's go to number 10. I want you guys to try number 10 on your own. This one could be a little bit confusing, so please pay attention to the OOO of this problem, okay? So try number 10 on your own. And you will get a nice answer on number 10. this right here means multiplication.
So it's not currency.
Right, because there's the only reason the parentheses are there is to tell you that it's multiplication. Okay. Great job. Yeah, go ahead, since you were left during that. Yes, please. Awesome job. Great job, Charles. Awesome. We also talked about there's 3 different ways to write this. As 1.5 and as also as 3/2. Don't forget this is called an improper fraction. You know that, right?
That's not right.
Mixed number.
3/2 is wrong.
No, 3/2.
Right. It's an improper fraction.
You can. You can. Yep. We're going to talk about that in chapter 5, but I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. You can.
This is great.
You can keep your answer as any of those.
Oh.
Always. In any math class. Okay? Nope. Melissa, give me a check. Man, you guys are good at this. All right, thought this one would be hard. It's not. Try that again. Okay, I'm going to do it. So stay right there. It's off a little bit. Okay, what is the very first thing we do on number 10? Very first thing, Matt. Good job. So -4 to the second power, but that negative is in front of it, so you leave that negative there, okay? Okay, so I just want to make sure. So that negative, that minus sign, is in front of it. Now, if it was in parentheses, then it would turn to a positive 16, but it's not. I don't know if you guys thought about that. Basically, you drop down the subtraction sign, square the 4. Okay, now what? This is a little tricky. Alyssa, now what? Good. You need to multiply, divide from left to right. 18 divided by 3 is 6. So we now have 6 times 6, which you could also have parentheses there. Drop down the minus 16 plus 2 times 3. Good job, Alyssa. That was the confusing part. Adam, what's the next step? Good. So we have 36 minus 16 plus 2 times 3. Emma M? Good. So 36 minus 16 plus 6. Now what? Mary? Good job. Add, subtract from left to right. So 20 plus 6. Matt, the answer is? Good. This was a tricky one. Charles? What's funny? It does. Yeah, I could see that. Yes, I could see that. And the reason the 16 stays there is because you don't add or subtract until the very end, left to right. It just stays there. Right. I understand. Any other questions or comments on that? Okay, I need you to open up your homework packets, page 27. Open up your homework packets, page 27. And it looks, bless you, it looks like this. Page 27. Now, here's the deal. There are only 6 problems. Okay? This may be collected tomorrow. Okay? 27, Doug. This may be collected tomorrow. All of your answers will be nice answers. Okay? Take your time. We've spent 2 days on this. So 2 days is a good time. After 2 days is a good time to collect. I will tell you, I made these problems up. They are more difficult than your book. Don't they look more difficult? So I gave you a huge hint, which is you won't get any decimals. They're all nice answers. They're all whole numbers. Adam. Yes, sorry. Anytime I say nice answer, it means an integer answer. So positive or negative or 0. For example, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Any number that's not decimal, it's an integer, could be positive or negative. Mary. Yep. But they're not any decimals. Okay? So you could get -20 as an answer. Just throwing that out there. It's not an answer, but you could get that. Charles? Yeah. Yes, always. We're going to talk about that. You're ahead of me. We're going to talk about that in 2 sections. Types of numbers. We're going to talk about that. Adam? Yeah, but that, your answer, oh, I see what you're saying. That negative just means the whole number is negative. Okay, Donatus? Yes. You need to figure that out. If you listened today, you would know. Look back in your notes. We did a problem just like that. Justin? I don't know. Just ignore that. Don't worry about the numbering. Annalise? If you guys have an assignment book that you use at school, you could write it in there. If not, Annalise, since you probably have yours at school, right, or somewhere else, just write it in your notebook, wherever. It's always on Blackboard. It's always on Progress Book. Okay, Annalise, yours tomorrow, I won't. If I collect theirs, I won't collect yours. I'll give you a couple days to get caught up. Okay, Jeremy.